Okay, I do not care if you've already seen this movie. Watch this review anyway. Nah. Okay, so I'm gonna give an analysis. I'm just gonna hit on some themes that I thought were really important. So one, sinners. Let's just hit the obvious out the way. We're all sinners. We are all sinners. We are all sinners. Okay, there's the obvious, the vampires, the people that are like murdering and slaying people. But then there's also the drunkard. And then there's also the self-righteous men. And there's the man and the woman that lust for each other. And then there's the preacher who is fighting the sin within him. Fighting it so much he won't even go into the world. He want to stay in the church. He want to be about the Lord's business. And then there's his son who's at a crossroad between the two. He knows the Lord, but he want to know the world. He want to get out there and play that guitar. There's something inside of him that's speaking to him and telling him, hey, we got to get out and see what this is about. So we're all sinners. We're all sinners. Now, I mentioned Crossroads. Okay, The Boys at a Crossroad. This is actually a throwback. This movie is a remix of an old movie called Crossroads, which is also based off of an old story, Sammy Preacher Boy. It's the actual name of the kid who this movie is based off of, where he sold his soul to the devil so he could play the guitar. And that is also another theme going on throughout this movie, is that who will you serve? Who will you serve? Who will you give your gifts to? Who will you honor in this life? Will you honor the Lord or will you honor the devil? And so you see the vampires actively pursuing the preacher boy to use his gifts to gain more disciples. And the preacher also pleading with his son, please stay in the church. Be about God's business. Commit your life and your gifts to the Lord and make a difference. So there's a crossroads going on in this movie. Another crossroad, interracial dating. Ooh, it's so good. So the young girl, Haley, who plays the biracial girl who wants to be with Stack, Michael B. Jordan, at all costs. She wants to be with this black man at all costs, and she waited. Who knows how long she waited, but she waited for him. She thought he was gonna come back when he left. He didn't come back until he came back, pause. And she's heartbroken by it. But the reasoning was, baby, it's too dangerous to be with you. If I'm with you, I gotta fight your pappy, his uncle, his cousin, his grandfather, and all these other white people. I can't fight all these white men just to be with you. And this is still going on today. We gotta realize you gotta pay the cost to be the boss. Anybody you dating, specifically interracial dating, you have to be willing to bear the burden of that cross. You have to. You have to be able to stand up against the prejudice and the discrimination of that person's family. You gotta know that they don't want you. They want somebody of their own kind. That's most families. They want somebody that looks like them to marry their children and keep it all pure. You know, it ain't none of us pure. We all mixed up. You know, welcome to America. But that's a theme that's going on today. You have to be willing to pay the cost to be the boss if you want to be with somebody of another culture and another race. You got to be aware of that. You got to be able to willing to stand in the fire and stand up against the stares and the side eyes and the hate and the racism. You know, people gonna say stupid shit when they see you with somebody of another race. You know, they're gonna make dumb assumptions, you know, but that's just what it is. Okay, so that was another thing. All right, So again, let's go back to who will you serve? You know, because this was really good. This was really good. The preacher asked him, please, son, please put down the guitar. Put down the guitar. This is at the end of the movie. And serve the Lord. Stay in the church and serve the Lord. And the very next scene, we see the preacher boy leaving the church, leaving the town, and going, clutching onto the very guitar that saved his life. And this is the point I want to make. God is bigger than the church. God is everywhere. Salvation is everywhere. It don't necessarily have to be the cross. It don't necessarily have to be whatever idol you worship. But God is whatever saves you. God is whatever gives you the strength to move and groove and be about something bigger than yourself. I thought that scene was so powerful because here's a man who is convinced and convicted that God is the way, the preacher. And he's telling him, son, be about this. And the son is like, you want me to put this down? This is just how I read it. I can't put this down. My cousins gave me this. My cousins died for me to be here right now. This guitar saved my life. I hit a vampire in the head with it, and it stunned it. It gave me enough time and my cousin enough time to come and stab this mother freaker through the heart so I could be here today. That guitar was his salvation. That guitar saved his life. That guitar meant more to him than God meant to that preacher. And that's something we got to understand as a people, that your God and my God might be the same God. It's quite possible that God can move beyond the walls of your church or your Bible or your Quran or your Krishna or your Buddha or your Ole Madure, huh? Or your Mary, Mother Mary. It's just possible. It's possible that God is bigger than the idols you worship and is able to move and touch people and save people. You know, just to go a little further on that, the Smokes girl, I can't remember her name, but she was into, you know, I'm just gonna say the occult because I don't know a better word for it, but you know, she was praying over the candles and blowing on the bones, paws, and you know, she gave him the little mojo bag and put it around Smoke neck, and that mojo bag is what saved Smoke from getting bit by his own brother later on in the movie. Okay, right? So there's a theme. That's a theme there. Just think about it. I'm not gonna try to prove it or anything like that. I'm just saying, interesting thoughts. Interesting thought. I'm coming up on my time now. Let me see this if there's any other major points. Did I mention the music? The music was great. I would go see this movie again. I would really go see this movie again. I did not like, let me just end it on what I don't like. I told you what I love. Let me tell you what I don't like. I did not like that it was a timepiece. I'm so sick and tired of seeing slaves. How many more cotton fields do we have to pick? I thought we picked them all. Did we not get them all? Man, another cotton picking movie. Literally. Stuck in this damn place. Cigarettes, guns, sex, okay, that's in there. But it's just, I would just love to see a movie that's not about us being slaves or being in this subjugated place in society. Can we just imagine ourselves beyond slavery? Like, who would we be? What could we be? You know, what do we want to be? You know, besides slaves and niggas. We got a stranglehold on slaves and niggas. But there was a lot of, the brothers were entrepreneurs. Great. They were talking about money. great. They established a business in the middle of the boondocks, and you know, they were willing to die about it, you know. And so those are good themes as well. So it's not it's actually really good. It's actually a really good movie. And so I like that. The movie felt really American. It was very diverse. And I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Oh, if you like this video, subscribe, like, comment, share, blah, blah, blah. Until the next one. If you like more of these, just let me know and we're going to keep it going. I'm going to keep it going anyway. But all right, peace.